Janvi messages. Great. Vijayadashmi. Thank you, Janvi. Same to you. Hari, Sai, Nod. Hello. Subriana. Subriana Prasad. Hi, Guruji. Hi. Hello, madam. Darshit Shetty. Ram Ram. Jai Sevastav. Hello. Naresh Sultania ji. Sir ji. Rhythm Studio. Hi, sir. Janvi, I am the first after a long time. Srijit Unikrishnan, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are joining from. I really appreciate that. I wanted to do this earlier, but then many people from the US requested me that please do it in the evening of Indian time. So here it is. Sonal Kumar, good evening, good evening. Bharatiya Astrology. जगदीश्वर भगवान विष्णु की जय हो, जय हो. Vamsi Krishna, namaste. All right, Radhika ji, Hare Krishna from Hyderabad. All right, great. I had visited Hyderabad long back. Anita Naidu, hello. Vikram Nikram, namaste. All right, Tofail Ahmed, good evening. Okay, thank you very much for joining today. It's a very special day. It's Dussehra. It's Vijayadashami, and different parts of India, this festival is celebrated differently. I'm here in Guwahati, in Assam, northeast India, so we are celebrating this as the Visarjan of goddess Durga. And it's the same in Bengal and other places. It's done differently. I remember I was in Jaipur 2005 during this festival. It was just mind blowing. It was just mind blowing. I still can't forget it. We were staying in a place called Maharani Palace Hotel. And it was just mind blowing, Sarah. Wow, beautiful. Okay, so what is the Shera today? Today is a very special day. Why? Because today marks the one of the most important purposes of the Ram avatar. As we know, as Lord Krishna says in Gita, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So Krishna says that there are three purposes behind my appearance. The first one is, of course, there's a higher purpose which the Bhagavad Gita does not discuss. It says paritranaya sadhunam, to protect the pious, to kill vinashaya cha dushkritam, to kill the crooks, all the thugs, all the demons. And dharma sansthapanarthaya, which means to re-establish dharma. Time and again I descend into this material world. So these are the three reasons which the Bhagavad Gita gives. Okay, I mean Krishna himself says all the three reasons to Arjuna. But if you read the Srimad Bhagavatam, you will understand, and Acharyas explain using different commentaries, that these three are secondary reasons of God's appearance in this world. There's one primary reason. What is that? Let me see who can write down in the it's the live chat is going on. So I said three purposes, but there's one purpose which is superior to all of these three. Actually, not one, there are two, but you could say they are one actually. Let me see if somebody can write it. There are around 40 people joining now. So can somebody write, why does God appear in this world? Why does Lord Vishnu take avatars always? Let me see is this moving? Oh, it's not moving. Dharma sthapana. Yeah, these are the three reasons which I already said, which the Gita says, to deliver the pious, to re-establish dharma, and to kill the miscreants. But what is that one special reason which is not there in the Bhagavad Gita? Yug Parivartan. All right. This is a good answer. He wants to see a spiritual battle. All answers are correct. I will wait for some more time. If somebody has the answer, you can write it down, or whatever you think is right. Why does God appear? All right. It seems it's paused. All right. Maybe Janvi can answer this. Yeah, Hina Chandan is saying he wants to experience battle. Anita Naidu is saying to give hope to humanity. Good. Yuvraj Sinha, happy Dussehra. Suniti Sweetie is saying to reciprocate bhava. Reciprocate. Okay, great. Yes, that is the answer. Great. Abhishek Goyal for the truth. All right. So now people are writing the answers. So yes, that is the answer which Suniti ji has given, that to reciprocate with all the great devotees. That is the reason why he appears time and again. And there's another purpose behind his appearance. These are five primary purposes. Two of them are primary. So one primary I already said. The other one is to attract all of us back to his eternal abode, the spiritual realm. So these five are the main purposes of God's appearance. And as I said, three are secondary, two are primary. And these two purposes are very vividly seen in the Ramayana. If you see, you will see interactions between Lord Ram and Hanuman. You will see interactions between Lord Ram and Sugriv and Vibhishan. So many great souls, so many great devotees mentioned in the Ramayana. So many, my God. We have the example of Maharaj Guha. We have the example of Kevat. We have the example of Devi Shabri. We have the example of so many, my God. Sugriv is there, and then Jambavan, my God. Jambavan is directly the son of Lord Brahma. He has been there from long time. So Jambavan, he is also a very great devotee of Lord Ram, and these great personalities, they always requesting the Lord to appear in this world, not because to kill some demon or to re-establish dharma, not for that reason. That's there, of course, that is there as a that's like the byproduct when Lord Ram comes and performs his action. Then it's like in the side, Ravan is also killed. It's like a side benefit, as this in a side work. But that's not his primary purpose. So his primary purpose, so because why I'm saying this, because many times people read the Ramayana, uh, but the thing is they forget, they miss, not that they misunderstand, they forget to capture the essence of the Ramayana. If you do not capture the essence of the scriptures, then your scriptural study will be just very shallow, or it will be a waste of time. Okay, so therefore that these points which I said, the last 2 points, these are the most important principles behind Lord Vishnu's appearance. And I can quote so many principles and so many stories from the Ramayana, but you would already know many of them, right? So one of the most amazing pastimes in the Ramayana is of Devi Shabri and Lord Ram and Lakshman, when Shabri Devi is residing there in the forest, in the ashram of Matang Rishi. She wanted to see Lord Vishnu. She wanted to see Lord Ram. But the thing was, Matang Rishi said, when Matang Rishi was ascending towards the spiritual world along with all of his disciples, then what happened was, Matang Rishi said, "We have a special task for you actually." What's that task? That the entire world is searching God. The yogis are searching, the materialistic people, they are also searching God. Now you may say, oh, materialistic people are searching God. How is it possible? They're not searching God. They are searching for materialistic pleasure, right? Interesting. But actually, they are not searching for materialistic pleasure. Actually, they are searching for God, because the thing is, Krishna says in the Gita, I am the source of everything. Aham bija pradapita. So when a man is attracted to a woman, or when a woman is attracted to a man, then what does it mean? It simply means that they are getting attracted to that which is like a spark of a splendor, as Krishna says in the Gita, that everything that any spark that you see is a part of my splendor. That's what Krishna says. Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam Shrimad Urjitame Bhava Taptadeva Vagachatvam Mama Tejamsha Sambhavam. This is what Krishna says. It's a spark of my splendor. So when a man is getting attracted to a woman, he's actually not getting attracted to a woman. He's getting attracted to that spark of God which is manifesting through the body of that woman. So that's what is so. And you can see how much obsessed a man and a woman can be with each other, right? It's just a tiny spark. You see the light behind me, it's bright, it's shining. But imagine, it's like a very tiny spark, which is manifesting through the body of the opposite sex. And we have examples of big people, falling prey to scandals when it comes to the opposite sex, just like Ravana fell prey to death in through so many cases. He got so many curses because of his uncontrolled senses. So therefore, the thing is that we have to understand, everybody is actually searching for God. Although the only difference is some people know it, the others don't. That's the difference. So when I say everybody is searching for God, I mean to say that directly or indirectly they are searching for God. But the thing is, if you are not directly searching for Him, okay, if you are indirectly searching for Him through materialistic pleasure, then what happens is you end up going far away from Him. All right. So there was one person, he once asked me a very beautiful question. He said that you always say that you should do spiritual practices, blah blah blah, all the fancy stuff, very good. But you also say that God is the source of all pleasure. So if suppose I'm attracted to a lady and I want to go and enjoy with her, so what's the problem? Why should I think of what is right, what is wrong, and all this? Because that lady is also the source of this lady is also God. Okay, so if I go and enjoy with this lady, it's like I'm experiencing God to some extent, right? So then I had no answer to this question, and this was somewhere in 2012. One person had asked me this question. So then I had gone to my Shiksha Guru and asked him this question, that, this person said that, if I enjoy with somebody, that person is also a manifestation of God's beauty. So then why can't I do that? So can I not say that I will experience God when I experience this beautiful lady? And then my Shiksha Guru answered very beautifully. He said, well, everything definitely comes from God, but everything doesn't take you to God. Should I repeat? He said, everything might come from God, but everything does not necessarily lead you to God. Okay. So therefore, these principles of Ramayana, and somebody has mentioned Jatayu here. Yes, thank you very much for reminding me. Yes, Jatayu's example is very crucial because he was the one who had left his body by fighting against Ravana when Ravana was kidnapping Devi Sita, and then he gave up his life to protect her. All right, so therefore, the Ramayana is a very beautiful journey. The word Ramayana means Ram Iron. It's the journey of Lord Ram, who is Maryada Purushottam himself. He is the, in fact, there's a very beautiful pastime. Many people don't know this. Some of you might know. That Lord Ram had delivered Ahalya Devi. Ahalya Devi was the wife of Gautam Rishi, the great sage. And Ahalya was a very, very, very elevated personality. She was a very chaste wife and a very chaste lady. And she was also extremely beautiful, very charming, very attractive, very noble, um, very good, extraordinary lady she was. And then one day, Indra, the king of the heavens, he of Swargaloka, he got attracted to her. And then Ahalya Devi, Gautam Rishi had gone out to do penance. And then what happened was, Indra, when he saw this beautiful lady, Ahalya, he could not control his senses. He lost his mind. He was like, oh my God, I have not seen somebody more charming than this lady. So then, as Krishna says in Gita now, Kama Esha Krodha Esha Rajo Guna Samudbhavaha Mahashano Mahapapa Vidye Namiha Vairinam. So when lust, it's like lust is like a fire. Kama Esha Krodha Esha. When lust is unfulfilled, it turns into anger. So he became very much lusty behind this divine lady Ahalya. And then when he saw her, he could not control his mind. He was like, oh my God, I need this lady now. It's like now means now. So then he knew very well that if I go as Indra, then what will happen is, then Ahalya may not agree to my request to enjoy with her because she's a very elevated lady. But what I can do is I can disguise myself as her husband, as Gautam Rishi, and then I can go and enjoy with her in the garb of being her husband. So, so the thing was, he disguised himself as Gautam Rishi. He took the form of Gautam Rishi, and then he went inside the inner chambers of the ashram where Devi Ahalya was sitting. And although Indra is very powerful, but Devi Ahalya was much, much, much powerful than him. And when she saw this person, then immediately within a fraction of second, within a moment, which is 1/12 of a second, she understood that this person is not my husband. This person is somebody else. And who is this person? She even understood that this person is none other than Indra by the power of her by her mystic powers and her potency and her purity. She understood that this person is Indra, and she also understood his intentions. What were his intentions? So she understood when she saw him immediately that this person is Indra, and this person wants to enjoy with me. Okay, and then what happened was Indra came inside and he gave his proposal that I am charmed by you. Why not enjoy it together? And then Devi Ahalya, although she was so great, but because of now you may think that, oh, I mean, anyways, Gautam Rishi was there, they always used to stay together, and she also knew that this person is not my husband, and then she could have said no, but then that's the thing, it's not any ordinary person, he's Indra himself. So even Indra is also, he's also very extremely attractive, he's also very handsome. So even for Devi Ahalya, it was impossible to say no, even though she knew that this person is not my husband, and what could be the consequences when my husband comes to know about it. What a disaster will it be? And she also knew the power of Gautam Rishi. She knew that Gautam Rishi had the power to know what has happened even without seeing anything happening. Yes, she was aware of all of this. But that's the power of lust. So you may be thinking, oh, but today is Dussehra. In Dussehra, Lord Ram had killed Ravan. But why are we discussing of Indra and Ahalya? Because it's the same force, you see. It is the same force, actually. It's the force of lust. And then what happened was, Ahalya, she succumbed to lust. She gave in to the inner that inner pull which pulls everybody down, and then she reluctantly, may not be very willingly, but even reluctantly, she agreed to Indra's proposal. And actually, she outwardly did not deny Indra's proposal. And in the scriptures, there's a saying, Maunam sammati lakshanam, which means if somebody is not speaking anything, okay, or somebody is not protesting, maybe the person is agreeing to what you're saying. So then Indra also understood that yes, Ahalya has agreed to my proposal because she is not protesting, or she's not saying anything. So maybe she also wants to enjoy. And then Indra also understood that she's also attracted to me, and then they had united together. And then what happened? Gautam Rishi, and then after enjoying, Indra went out, and then immediately Gautam Rishi came inside. And then Gautam Rishi saw this person. Oops, it's like duplicate, double acting. All right. So then what happened was, he immediately understood by his powers that this person is Indra himself. Okay. So therefore, then he cursed Indra that you will have 1,000 yonis, you'll have 1,000 vaginas over your body, because you are always contemplating on the private parts of the opposite sex. So I curse you that that's what your body will be made up of. So Indra, he got 1,000 eyes, 1,000 yonis filled all over his body. Wow, what a curse it was! What a miserable curse, my God! And his whole body was bleeding, out. All these holes, there's all dirty things coming out, and there was blood, sweat, pus, and all these things were coming out, and he was suffering miserably. He was because of his sins, because he had violated the chastity of a married lady. So he suffered terribly because of this, And then somebody is saying that, so Rishi Gautam did not know about future event or astrology, or he intentionally hid that from Ahalya about this event will happen. See, you have to understand the purpose of astrology. Astrology is not used to see every day what will happen. Okay, that's not why that's the problem with people in Kali Yuga. We think that we can prevent every event using astrology, or using seeing our horoscope. It doesn't happen. Okay. And that is not the purpose of astrology also. Somebody is asking, Pratiksha is asking, sir, but we have heard that Ahalya was unaware of Indra's disguise as Gautam Rishi. No, 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 no. She was perfectly aware. She didn't know in the beginning, but when she saw, she understood. Okay. See, Ahalya, she's not an ordinary person. She's not an ordinary person, okay, that she, some other person will disguise her. You have to understand these people, they are like, you cannot imagine what kind of powers they had. So for a personality like Ahalya to not know, that will be something very foolish. And then Gautam Rishi came inside and he saw that, oh yes, Ahalya is also there. So then when Ahalya saw Gautam Rishi, the real Gautam Rishi, she also by her powers understood that this person has understood that me and the other duplicate, who is Indra, we have enjoyed, and therefore Indra has got this curse. She also came to know about this. Okay, so then she fell in the Gautam Rishi's feet, and she begged forgiveness. And then Gautam Rishi said that what you have done is very terrible, and you will incur terrible sin because of this. So therefore I will do my best to purify you of this. So Gautam Rishi is a very merciful personality. He had given a curse to Indra. By that, Indra, he got purified, and then he also said to Ahalya that I will give you a curse, and you have to incur the necessary austerities and penances as a compensation for this sin which you have committed. And what will be that curse? That you have to stay as a stone here, okay, and till the time Lord Ram as Vishnu's avatar, he comes and he touches you with his own feet, only with his foot, only then will you be delivered of your sins. And till that time you have to stay in the form of the stone, and you have to think of Lord Vishnu 24/7 without fail. Every second you have to think of him, and you have to repent for your sins. That is the only way by which you can atone for your sins. And then what happened is Ahalya, she was a great lady, and she understood that yes, I have committed a very big blunder, which because of which I will incur terrible sin. And it was the greatness of her husband that that he had given her this curse. And then very humbly, with folded hands, she accepted the curse, and she took the form of a stone, and she stayed there like this for thousands and thousands and millions of years like this. It's like, imagine staying in the form of a stone, getting all the heat and the light, people coming and kicking you sometimes. Imagine how pathetic her life would have been. What a terrible curse she had got. But that was the way she was supposed to atone for her sins. So, and then one day Lord Ram, Lakshman, and Vishwamitra Muni had come, and then Vishwamitra Muni said that there's some task for you. So then what happened was Lord Ram and Lakshman, they inquired, because as you know, Lord Ram, he's Vishnu himself, he's Sarvagya, he's all-knowing. But the thing is, when he's coming in the avatar form, he's behaving as if he is not aware of certain things, because he wants to establish the principle of Guru Shishya Parampara. Okay, so therefore, Lord Ram inquires to Vishwamitra Muni that please tell us, why have you brought us to this hermitage? And then she said, Vishwamitra Muni said this story of Indra and Ahalya, how Indra and Ahalya both were cursed by Gautam Rishi, and Devi Ahalya is still here. Okay, and then Vishwamitra Muni told him that only by the touch of your lotus feet will she be delivered. Otherwise, she will remain here for the rest of eternity. You got to do it now. She has done the necessary penance and atonement required for purifying herself of the sins. So now you must go and deliver her. Yes, that is something which I am instructing you as your guru. And then Lord Ram, very faithfully, as a great disciple, or as the perfect disciple, I would say, he went. And now, but the thing was, that's the interesting thing. Lord Ram was in a dilemma when he got this instruction, because Vishwamitra Muni told him that you should go and put your feet over this stone, so when you touch the stone, then she will be delivered. But he was in a big dilemma. Why? Because according to Vedic standards, a man is not supposed to touch any other woman apart from his wife. Okay, so if Lord Ram touches this stone, which supposedly is Ahalya Devi or becomes Ahalya Devi later on, then the problem is, so it's like saying Devi Ahalya will become his wife, or he will become her husband. So, and he was Maryada Purushottam. How could he do something like this? So he was in a dilemma. Should I? This is what Acharya has explained, that when he got this instruction, he was thinking that I need to set the standard. I need to set the example. And now, if I only go on breaking these principles like this, who in the universe will follow? Yes, who? Nobody. Okay. So therefore, he was in a dilemma. Now my guru has given me an instruction, but this will violate my duties as God. Okay. So what should I do? But that's the beautiful thing. He is God himself. So Lord Vishnu has different energies, there is one energy which fulfills all of his desires. Okay. Now for you and me, it's not like this. If we desire something, we have to really work for it, right? If you want a car, you have to work, have a job, get some money, and then go and give. But for Lord Vishnu, it's not like this. He desires and it's fulfilled immediately. Okay. So then what happened was, Lord Ram had this desire that, can I do something by which I I can set the proper standard, and at the same time Devi Ahalya is also delivered. Okay. And then something very interesting happened. When Lord Ram, when this stone was there, he lifted his foot over Devi Ahalya. There was a breeze, there was a flow of wind, and this wind came and uh, from the feet of Lord Ram, there was some dust particles. Okay. And those dust particles, they fell in the stone, which was supposedly Devi Ahalya. And the moment these dust particles, they touched the stone, immediately, so immediately Devi Ahalya appeared from there, and she was delivered. And she thanked Lord Ram and Vishwamitra Muni, and she also thanked her husband Gautam Rishi, and she said that I had done a very heinous sinful act by giving into my lower animalistic tendencies, but now because of the touch of your lotus feet, I have been purified. And then yeah, that was how she was delivered. So now Lord Ram had actually not touched the stone, and it was those dust particles which did the job. So imagine the power of those dust particles which touched the stone. So that's how he reciprocated with Ahilya. All right. So of course that he can do that. He can do something by not breaking something. All right. That's how he is. He's unique. He's Vishnu himself. Somebody is asking some questions. Oh, Lalit Kumar, sir, can doing yoga and meditation and read Gita every day can reduce effects of different planets in astrology? The planets are not giving you any ill effects. They are reflecting our own weaknesses and shortcomings. Okay. So first thing is, you have to get rid of this sick mentality that the planets are giving you ill effects. Okay. It's not like this, Lalit Kumarji. It's not like this. All right. The planets are your friends. They are just reflecting. Okay. Like if you have a disease, it's not that the body has caused the disease. Okay. Because of our bad food habits, lack of sleep, and too much stress which we give to the body and our mind, the disease reflects in the body. Okay. In 99% of the cases especially. So therefore, yes, doing these things will definitely help. Yes, yes. And I have many videos on remedies and all this, so please watch them. Okay. Shobha's gallery is saying those who have Sanyam on Indras cannot be overtaken by any evil. This win from heart through Sanyam is in a way to conquer worldly pleasures. Dussehra, thus winning Indriyas. Yes, correct. Sweetie is asking, sir, but why? When they are all gods, why couldn't the they read each other's minds and avoided all these things? My doubt could seem silly, but I would really like to know this, please. Yes, it's a very good question. They are such elevated personalities. And Indra is also a very elevated personality. When he does yagyas, then Vishnu himself appears. So Indra is not an ordinary personality. And Devi Ahalya, needless to say, very, very, very great personality. But that is why these stories are mentioned in books like Ramayana. The meaning, the essence behind these stories is that if men like Indra and ladies like Ahalya, if people of their stature can fall prey to lust, what to speak of people like you and me? All right. So that is the purpose. Okay. Now you may say that they are gods, they are great personalities. Why they are doing this? All right. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. That lust is so powerful that if you do not elevate yourself spiritually, then lust, greed, anger, these six anarthas, lust, greed, anger, pride, envy, illusion, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, these six will overpower you. All right, so take the lesson from this story and understand that anytime I may be pulled down, it doesn't matter I'm a man or I'm a woman, it just doesn't matter. Okay, every age has some specific allurements and troubles and problems. A 5-year-old boy will not be necessarily attracted to a girl because his bodily functions are not manifest, his body has not manifested in the right way, but then he's vulnerable, anybody can just take him and abuse him. Yes, he's vulnerable that way, right? And a 18-year-old boy, he can be attracted to somebody and then he can also do wrong, so he is vulnerable to lust. You see, a person, a big businessman, can be vulnerable to envy. So everybody, irrespective of your age or gender or your nationality, you are vulnerable to something. Indians, we are vulnerable. Tomorrow Pakistan might attack, tomorrow China might attack, tomorrow some other country might attack. Pakistan is they're also vulnerable. Tomorrow, Afghanistan might attack, India might attack, anything can happen. Chinese are vulnerable, US is vulnerable, Germany is vulnerable. Wherever you are in this material world, it is a dangerous situation. All right, we are always vulnerable to some problem or the other, to some weakness or the other. All right, so that is why these stories are mentioned, so that we understand that these people can also fall down, then what to speak of you and me. Therefore we should always guard our eyes. Whenever we are seeing something alluring, we have to understand this is really a cheating business. Okay, so therefore that is what is the reason, that is why these stories are there. Okay, even they can fall down. All right, Parth Sharma, is even God time bound? Are they bound to come after every yoga? No, it's not like this. Vishnu, he's not time bound. The thing is, he voluntarily comes to attract all the living beings towards him and to his holy abode. That is why he comes. He comes voluntarily. Okay, he is not under any bondage or anything like this. Even there are some foolish people, especially in India, I've seen. You go in trains, in villages, in towns, or in cities. You'll find them saying, should I say in Hindi or in English? They say, oh, actually, law of karma is the topmost. Karma is the most supreme. There's nothing beyond karma. Karma is all in all. Karma is everything. Karma is so powerful that, God, even Lord Ram, even Vishnu, even Krishna, they were also bound by karma, which is sheer epic BS, nonsense, crap, because God is not under karma. God is the one who has created the law of karma. So then how in the universe can he come under this law of karma, right? But the thing is, when he takes the form of a human, he arranges situations in such a way so that the flavor of the pastime of the lila is enhanced. Okay. Rohini Sadashivan is saying, Namaste ji, can I transcend my chart? What do you mean by transcend? Parchama, if all right, this I've answered. Can you help me to overcome fears? Ramdas Mahabir. Yes, you can read the Bhagavad Gita every day and chant Vishnu mantras. Then you will definitely be able to overcome all the fears. Okay. Parchama, sir, what are views on Charvak, non-believer of God? Everybody is a believer. Somebody believes in the absence of God, somebody believes in the presence of God. So actually nobody is a non-believer actually in that context. Sweetie is saying, but they are gods. No, they are not. They are not literally gods. They are devatas, which means they are beings who have performed very high level of piety, and then they have reached to certain positions. So, for example, Indra, he's there till one manvantar. Okay, like one day of Brahma, it's divided into 14 manus, and he's there till one manvantar. okay, which is 71 Divya Yugas. One Divya Yuga is the combination of Kali Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, Satya Yuga. So this is one Chatur Yuga, okay, Mahayuga. And this Mahayug, if you make it 71 times, then it becomes Divya Yug, okay. Oh, sorry, this itself is one Divya Yug. So if you take 71 times, this becomes Manvantar, all right. And if you add 14 times like that, 14 into 17, that's around 996. So that's around 1000. So that's a long calculation. We can discuss it some other time. Priyanka Verma ji is saying, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. Sweetie is saying, then isn't then contradictory to all the stories we listen and have in our holy books? No, it is not contradictory. That is the purpose of this story, all right? If you don't know, then how will you protect yourself? That is why this story is there, that even people like them, they can be succumb to lust, what to speak of us, okay. So whenever a story is there, you should understand it in the right context. If you do not understand the context and you try to interpret it literally, oh, Indra is like a lusty dog, he's running behind this, beautiful lady Ahalya, what's happening, what the hell is going on, these people are criminal, they are crooks, okay, then you miss out, all right. So therefore you should always learn the truths of the scriptures from authorized sources, from the Guru Shishya Parampara. Otherwise we are doomed to misunderstand things like this, all right. And always understand that, now you may say, oh, Ahilya was also, she also fell prey to lust, but then imagine what she did after that. For millions of years she could stay in the form of a stone, okay. Can anybody in this world, any man or woman, do that which Ahilya has done? No, right? So that is why they are there in the Ramayana, because they are at that level that they can do all this, okay. But that is the other reason also why they are in the Ramayana, that even these people can succumb to the weaknesses, all right. So that is the reason. Kamakshi is here. Good to see you, Kamakshi. Happy Vijaya Dashami. Thank you very much, and I wish you the same. I hope your dance lesson went well. Pratiksha is saying, Sir, Lord Krishna says in Gita, देवताओं में मैं इंद्र हूँ. Yes, he says that. It's a very beautiful chapter. Now Indra, of course, Indra, he's also a great personality. He's not an ordinary personality. He is the one who upholds and protects dharma when it is required, all right. So Indra is a very great personality. My obeisances to Indra. We are in no way denigrating his power or his authority or his stature, but we are just discussing some lessons from his life, all right. So therefore we should not think that he's a crook or he's a bad personality, but things can happen sometimes, but see, the important thing is what okay, something wrong has happened, okay, but the important thing you have to understand is what you do after you commit that blunder, okay. Now you compare Indra and Ahilya, you compare it to Ravan, okay. Ravan also got so many curses, but then what did he do after getting those curses? He was like, it doesn't matter who can give me curse, I'm the boss here, I'm the big man, of course, who the hell in the universe can challenge me? So that is the difference between Indra and Ravan. Or if you take Indra and Ahilya together and Ravan on the other side, when they got the curse, they became humble and they realized what a mistake, what a blunder they had done. But that was not the case with Ravan. That is why we do not worship Ravan. That is why he is one of the crooks of the highest order. That is what I always say in my videos, although many people don't like this. All right. Sir, Abhishek Goel is saying, where is Abhishek Goel ji? Sir, does spiritual journey take away materialistic development from life, and how to balance both, as we also need to be financially responsible? Spiritual life does not mean to be irresponsible materially, okay. Many times people in India especially, they have this fear, if the son is doing too many spiritual practices, they think, oh wow, how irresponsible this is, you are not going to school, you are not going to job. No, it's not like this. You have to do your material duties nicely, not perfectly but nicely, okay. If you want to get married, then you have to get married, you have to you have to take care of your wife, you have to take care of your children, and you have to take care of your parents. All right, that is your responsibility, that you cannot evade unless you stay in a monk as a brahmachari. Then that's a separate story, because you are in a different ashram, right? And when you are a grihastha, you are staying in home, your morning 3 hours every day you must spend doing spiritual practices, by doing mantras and by reading the Bhagavad Gita and by doing austerities like fasting, especially at least once in a week. All right, so then what happens is, then although you are living in the materialistic society as a grihastha, as a householder, but your home is like a ashram, it's like a spiritual community. Okay, so then your wife will also take to spiritual life seriously. Okay, and then your children will also take gradually. Your parents may or may not take, because they are senior to you, they cannot follow you, right? I mean, they could, but generally they don't. So but at least if a man practices properly, then in 99% of the cases it has been observed that the wife and the children, they will practice. All right, so that you have to do. And then in the day you go to your office and you do your job without Instagram, without Facebook, without listening to Bhagavad Gita lectures during the office hours. All right, that's not allowed. In fact, somebody told me that, sir, I'm watching your videos on Bhagavad Gita during my office. I'm like, my God, just stop it. Watch it before or after, not during the office. So um, our lack of, our irresponsibility comes out as spiritual enthusiasm sometimes. Oh, it's office is so boring, we shouldn't work. So what to do? Oh, let's discuss the Mahabharata, oh, let's discuss some spicy things from the Ramayana. Interesting, so that's like running away. Okay, and if you want to see good examples, you can read from Srimad Bhagavatam. So many great personalities, you can read about them. You can read about Prithu Maharaj, you can read about Dharmaraj Yudhishthir. You may, now I don't know, Abhishek ji, you might have a job or you might be running a business. Okay, but imagine Yudhishthir Maharaj, he was the Chakravarti Samrat, he was the undisputed emperor of the world, and even he was so spiritual. So you don't have to be giving up your mundane responsibilities. Okay, Draupadi, she was such a great lady. She had 5 husbands. Can you believe it? 5 husbands, not one, 5 husbands. Okay, but yet when Durvas Muni had come, then when she saw that the Pandavas, including herself, they are in a precarious state, she called Krishna and Krishna directly appeared. Can you believe it? Now, these are examples. Now you may say, oh, but I am not Draupadi, I am not Yudhishthir, I cannot be at that level, so then what to do? Life's doomed. No, you have to do what you can at your level. In the morning, you should include spiritual practices. Okay, even if you're a married person, you must do that. All right, there's no escape. If you don't, then you're doomed. Sorry to be bold. Praveen Dedam is saying, sir, can we chant Om Namo Narayanaya at night time? Yes, you can chant in the night also, but preferable is to chant in the morning. Okay. Suvarna Moite is saying, happy Dussehra. Thank you, madam. Same to you. Pramila Kushwaha is saying, namaste. Namaste, Pramila ji. And Jay is saying, what is the best way? Read Bhagavad Gita. My mind always analyze the event in Shloka and I feel a bit disappointed. You should search some spiritual community nearby and you should read it in satsang. Okay, not during Corona time maybe, but at least you can search. Okay. Hina Chandan, how can we atone for our past karmas? Well, there are many things which are given in the scriptures, like fasting is a very good way to burn off our past sins, for example. We can discuss about it some other time. Pragini Jindal, do you have to be centered to study astrology? Well, you have to do some basic spiritual practices in the morning at least. Otherwise, the study of astrology becomes it becomes very animalistic, like searching for promotions, job, or when I can get into a relationship with the opposite sex. So it becomes very mundane. It becomes like the animals actually, and that's how astrology has become today. especially in the West. That's how it is. Everybody is just searching, when they will find their soulmate. In India, it's all this gemstone business, and it's a big bloody mess actually. Parth Sharma is saying, sir, could you share how has spirituality helped you in your life, especially considering all distraction and also positive things progressive today? I hope this question is not too personal. So, the thing is, spirituality will help you in every aspect of life. Okay, so yeah, there are distractions, of course, but then you have to maintain some level of sadhana in the morning. Okay, the morning sadhana is like, you are, see, in the morning what do? You put your phone into the socket, right? You are plugging it. Then what happens? The energy is going up. Okay, and during the day the energy is coming down. Okay, so when you are doing spiritual practices in the morning, then during the day you will be able to overcome allurements. Okay, and that is the way by which you can protect yourself throughout the day. Okay, and in the weekends you should associate with some members of the spiritual community nearby your city or within your city or your town, and at least once in 3 months you should visit the holy places, the dhams, as we have, we, wherever you are, especially if you are in India, there are so many dhams. You can visit. If you are in UP, you can visit Banaras, you can visit Vrindavan, you can visit Haridwar is also nearby. So if you are in Odisha, then Jagannath Puri is there. And don't just go and take darshan and come out. That's not what a dham is for. That is one purpose, but go and learn the story. When you go to Jagannath Puri next time, find how Lord Jagannath appeared. What was the story? Who was that person? Hmm. Who was that great soul who was instrumental in bringing down Lord Jagannath? Okay, and how Lord Jagannath manifested as this Daru Brahma. These are the things you should go and ask and inquire, not just go there and eat some rabdi and come back, which everybody does. Right? Sweetie is saying, got that, sir? Thank you for explaining this with such clarity, gratitude, and respect. Nice to know that you have understood. Thank you for your question. Omkar Pokharkar is saying, how will be Jupiter transit for Libra ascendant? I have made a video on it. You can watch it. Okay. All right. Just 5 more minutes. I'll answer some questions. Happy Dussehra to all. Super Arts just saying. Shivam Shuklaji is giving the birth details again and again. Please do not do this, Shivamji. Anmol Sharma is saying, why have God created this world? It is because of our own desire to enjoy material things. God has created this material world. But the thing is, when He comes to this material world, He attracts us back. He performs such beautiful leelas that we get attracted to Him, and He leaves these beautiful scriptures and the great sadhus who awaken that love within us. Right? RDZ saying, what is good morning practice? Yeah, there are many things which you can do in the morning. So in the morning, especially when you get up, you should take a bath and you should not use your mobile. Do not use your mobile till you finish your morning sadhana. Please do not do that. Okay, because that distracts your mind. Rahu is these gadgets, like mobile, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Do not use all this actually. Morning, as soon as you get up, take a bath, preferably in cold water. Unless you have some serious problem, and you can consult with your doctor. And one should not drink anything in the morning, especially before finishing your sadhana. Don't drink or eat anything. Okay, please do not do that. Do some austerities. It will purify you. And then you should sit to chant some mantras depending on what your guru or your diksha guru, your shiksha guru, or your astrologer has suggested. Okay, and then once you do that, then you should do some offering of gratitude to your gurus. That is very important. Guru Ashtakam is very important. Okay, and then you can also sing some stotrams. You can sing the Narayan Kavach, you can sing Vishnu Sahasranam, and then you should sharpen your intelligence by reading the Bhagavad Gita, especially every day. Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, if you read half an hour every day. This is a blatant challenge on the day of the Dussehra. If anybody can read this half an hour every day, then you will have no problems in life. Okay. Now you may say that, oh, but I have this problem, you will have so many problems, but you will be able to get out of them. Okay, navigate through them. Okay, not that you just evade problems. Many times people read Gita because they are so much frustrated with material life. This material life is like, oh my god, this is so much suffering. Oh my god, I'm crying, I'm dying, I'm miserable in this world. Where is the Gita? Oh Krishna, please give me some solace. Oh, I just had a divorce, I just had a breakup, I just lost some money in stocks, please give me some relief. Oh God, I'm suffering so much, please give me some relief. This happens sometimes, but eventually you have to understand that you have to find a spiritual clarity, okay, and not just do spiritual practices to evade material suffering. All right, that's stage one. That's not bad. That introduces you to spiritual life, but in the long run you have to understand that I should do spiritual practices because that will elevate my consciousness. Okay, that will connect me to the source, who is Lord Vishnu. That is very important. Otherwise, it's difficult. All right, some other questions from some other people. Okay, I have a meeting at 7:30. I have to rush. 4 more minutes is there. Can you please tell her what Uma Pichika is saying? Can you please tell what are the names of the lines in our hands? Oh, it's a big topic. Some other day, Umaji. Grumpy Tank is saying, can we chant Dhanvantari mantra for good healing? Yes, you can chant, no problem. All right. Dhanteras is also coming. Dhanvantari's appearance or disappearance, I guess that is also nearby. Yes, you can do that, no problem. Pragini Jindal is saying, are we stuck in a matrix? Is there a way out? Yes, Krishna says in the Gita, Anta kalecha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram. Whatever you think, Anta kalecha mameva. Okay, so if you are thinking of, suppose a man, when he's dying, he's thinking of a woman. Then next life, he will take birth as a woman. Okay, and if a woman is thinking of another man when she's dying, then she will take birth as another man. All right, and then they will again enjoy with each other in next life, and it's a crazy mess. So therefore, when we elevate our consciousness and we come to the stage of Prahlad Maharaj, who used to think of Lord Narsinghdev 24 hours, then what happens at the end of our life? We can remember God, we can remember Krishna. Then we go back to the spiritual world, and as Krishna says that Yad Gatvan Anivartante Tad Dhama Paramam Mama, that once you return back to my abode, you will never return to this material world. So the Janma Janmantar Chakra is stopped. The life and the cycle of birth and death is stopped. Okay, and then we have a spiritual form which we obtain which is already there, who we are actually. All right, that swarupa we obtain when we go back to the spiritual world, and we serve God eternally there. Otherwise, you have to be grinding in this material world, and at the end of your life you will have absolutely nothing with yourself. All right, one last question I shall take. These are all astrology questions. Any non-astrology questions? All right, last question. Dr. Vipin K. Chawla is saying, not able to, oops, I have only 2 minutes. Not able to get up early morning, what to do? Very interesting. This was a big problem for me also, but I somehow, I could do this luckily. So the easiest way to get up early in the morning is not by giving an alarm clock. It is by eating less in the night. Okay, so my principle is after 5 or 6 p.m. I do not eat anything. I try not to even drink water. Okay, but you can drink water, it's not a problem. So after 5 or 6, do not take anything. Okay, and do not take too much heavy food during the night, or too much rajasic food you should not take in the night. and then you should try to sleep by 9:30. That's very essential. Okay, and you should not see all this, TV news and all this, all the crappy news channels, especially in India. All the news channels are either glorifying the BJP, or they are glorifying the Congress party. All right, Congress or the left. So it's a battle between right wing and left wing. So they all have their set agendas. Okay, especially in India. Even in US it's like this. Donald Trump and Joe Biden. One's channel supports Trump, the other denigrates Trump and supports Biden. All right. So all these are paid outlets, and don't waste your time watching all this. Okay, and don't watch all this, like cricket and all this in the night. It's anything that agitates your mind. It will not let you sleep properly, and if you do not sleep, you won't be able to get up properly. All right. So eat less during the night, eat by 5 p.m., 6 p.m., and then go to bed. All right. So thank you very much. I will have to rush for a meeting now. Wish you a very, very happy Vijayadashami and the Dussehra festival, and I hope you had a great day. To all those who joined, my sincere thank you and my namaste, and have a good evening, good night, and good day to whoever is joining from the west. All right. Thank you very much. Jai Shri Ram. Namaste.